Hello everybody and welcome to Designing My Dream Fighting Game. And I'm gonna tell you why fighting games suck and how to make them better using my method, the right method. Okay, so here we have my approximation of the average fighting game today. Oh, what do you have? Oh, you've got a little health bar up here, you got a special bar. How can we make this better? How can we make this not shit? The first thing we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get rid of the health bar. We're gonna get rid of it. It's gonna be gone. No more health bar, we don't want it. And see, that's because health bars just make the game harder to deal with, you know? I don't want to have to worry about some bullshit all the time when I'm trying to play just normally. I don't need to look up at the screen and see some fucking, oh, you only have 30% health left. No, you can't do shit about that. No. So what are we gonna replace the health meter with, Ken? Okay, well I have a great idea for you. It's called the skill meter. Okay, so we're just gonna draw a little box there. Skill, alright. How does the skill meter work, Ken? Well, basically, this ties into another mechanic we're gonna need to do here. So, before I can explain the skill meter, we're gonna need to get rid of rounds. None of that bullshit anymore. No more rounds. We're just gonna have a blanket 10-minute timer. 10 minutes. Each round 10 minutes long. 10-minute long rounds all the time. No different. But there is a win condition here, and that ties into the skill meter. Okay, the skill meter fills up along here, right? It fills up the better you play. So if you're playing better, the skill meter will fill up more, you know, maybe gets to here. Wow, you're a skilled player. You're 75% skilled, you know? That looks like a dick. That looks like a dick. The skill meter, there we go. I don't think that's much better. You know what? We're just gonna add a little notch here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of the line entirely. We're gonna get rid of this. 75% skilled, right? So let's say Steve here. Well, Steve, he's beating the shit out of Faust, right? Let's get some play-by-play here. Steve is like, ah, fuck you. And when you get to 100% skill, okay, 100% skill. Let's show that there. 100%, so it'll go like, whoa. That's when you win the game, okay? So if you don't want the round to last 10 minutes, you need your skill meter to fill up completely. Now, all these fighting games, they always have special meters, okay? And usually they, you know, maybe they fill up a notch when you attack a little bit, so, you know, Faust beats the shit out of Steve, it fills up a notch, and now he can do some fucking, wow, super move that just goes, and beats the shit out of Steve, right? None of that. We don't want that anymore, okay? If we have the skill meter, we want all of our our game to be based purely around skill, pure skill gameplay, and having a special meter with, you know, ultimate moves or some bullshit that makes the game, you know, easier for Steve over here. That's unfair. That is not skillful, okay? Using a special that does what, half your fucking health bar? No, thank you. We're getting rid of it. We don't want it. All right, so here we go. We have the 10-minute timer, the skill meter, and you're thinking, Ken, you are removing an awful lot of content here. You're removing core mechanics that make fighting games what they are. Well, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit, okay? But we are going to be adding some more mechanics here. Now, what's the first mechanic we're going to be adding? Okay. We're going to add the boredom meter, okay? Boredom. There we go, boredom, okay? Each I'm just going to draw on this side for example purposes, but each player gets a boredom meter, okay? And now this boredom meter isn't determined by the player. It's determined by the character, okay? The character, well, they're like, what the fuck are we doing? I'm getting bored as fuck. I'm not doing anything. You're not making me suck. You're making me feel awful about myself, player. And the more that happens, the more this bar will just start filling up. And we'll start filling up slowly and slowly, you know. Oh shit, we've gotten to the dumb part of the boredom meter. Uh-oh, I better start being interesting. When your boredom meter reaches the top, well, you know what happens? You know what happens? Let me show you what happens when your boredom meter reaches the top. And you're not gonna like what happens. Let's look at this. Oh, he's leaving. Bye-bye. I'm going. He's gone. He's gone. Gone forever. And then this guy wins. He just wins because your boredom meter is filled up. It's filled up. And he's like, fuck this shit. I'm leaving. I'm gone. How can I stop my boredom meter from reaching critical terminal levels? All right. But you do that by performing, you know, highly complicated combo moves, you know? Maybe 10-button combos, 11-button combos, alright? That's what I'm thinking. Now I don't have any of that stuff planned yet, because, you know, I'm a UI designer, not a gameplay designer, but I'm thinking, you know, 12-button combos, maybe a 20-button combo in there somewhere. I'll write it down for reference here, 20. Now, what happens next? What else can we add to make the fighting games more interesting? Okay, well, we can add another meter here. We're gonna add it right above here, the hunger meter. And what happens with your hunger? So your hunger meter will naturally fill up over the course of the game, right? Let's get a nice little color to represent that, the hunger meter. Oh shit, my hunger meter is getting real full. My character's getting hungry, what do? Well then, you have to play the hunger mini game. Yep. This little box is gonna show up, it's gonna pop up. Oh my god, is it an oven? Yep, this is an oven. This is an oven in the fighting game, okay? So when your hunger meter gets too full, you need to play a mini game in the middle of the battle, alright? I'm gonna say, it's gonna be like flashing like a space bar. And when this pops up, you need to spam a space bar. You need to just spam it, and that'll cook food, right? So we're gonna have like let's say there's like a pan on the stove here. And it's got like an egg, and that's an egg, okay? So you need to cook the egg. Cook the egg, and then that'll bring down your hunger meter. It'll be like, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. Your character's gonna jump up there and gonna start eating. So let's say you're playing on controller, right? You're thinking, oh, I only have like 9 buttons or something. You need a keyboard for this game, okay? You can play on controller, but you're gonna need a keyboard as well, because spacebar is the universal bind for this, okay? Now, we have the boredom meter, the skill meter, and the hunger meter. You're thinking, Ken, you're adding too many fucking meters, alright? 1 more meter, and I'm gonna go crazy. Alright, no more meters. There's not gonna be any more meters, okay? Hunger, boredom, skill, that's plenty. This is fucking boring. What? We have to say 2D? I don't want to be 2D, that sucks. So, what if this is a big leap, alright? People are gonna, this is when you're gonna click off the video, but what if we add an open world mechanic? Alright, let's add a new layer here, and I'll show you what I mean. Stay with me now. You can take, hold on. You can take your character, okay? You can take your little character here, your little Steve, and you can just go anywhere. You can go wherever the fuck you want. You can go to the top of the mountain. He's like, oh shit, I'm on top of the mountain. I'm Steve. Look at me. And then Steve can run up, and boom. Oh my, fuck. Oh my god, where do they come from? Jesus, and then they can like start fighting again. You can take your character anywhere in this huge open world map. Anywhere your heart desires. Anywhere you want him to go, he can go. It's a gigantic 100 square mile by 100 square mile map. But be careful though, alright? Because the thing is, I can't move the camera, alright? It's a fighting game. The camera has to stay in this angle, but you can just move your character. But here's the dangerous thing. What if Steve here, he falls? He falls, right? And then you just can't see him anymore. He's just gone. And then you might lose. So when you're taking your character out to these dangerous areas, please be careful, because they can just like get lost or just, you know, fall into a ravine and die. All right, now what next? What else could you possibly add to this already fantastic idea? Well, what does every game need in 2025? It needs a shop. It needs a shop. So where can we add the shop? In the area of the shop. Now here you're gonna be able to buy things in the middle of a match. You're just gonna be able to buy whatever the fuck you want here. For $51.23, you can buy the win box. All right. Now this box, you know what this box does? Let me tell you. This box just lets you win the game. You can just win whenever you want. If you spend $51.23, you can win the game. Just automatically win the game, no matter what. And when you're in the shop menu, the game is paused for the other player as well. So you can pause the other player's game whenever you want. It actually adds like a meta mechanic here, where if you just spam pause, and the other opponent can't do anything. And if you both do it, then neither of you can do anything. But you're both in the shop menu, and you can both spend money to win the game. And it's a race to see who can spend more money first to win. And now the last thing that we're missing here, okay, there's one more thing I think we need. All right, we've done a lot, you know. We've got our hunger meter, we've got our boredom meter, our food mini game, our skill meter, our shop, our open world, but I feel like we're missing an extra layer, okay? And that is the skill tree. All right, we're adding a skill tree. Yep, and our brand new video game, there will be a skill tree. And now where will that be? It's gonna have to be right I see, under the skill meter. Alright, I'll have to design it better, but under here we can have the skill tree, okay? And then here, well, you get branching paths, baby. Look at this. Oh shit. Oh, there's so many ways you could go. Who knows what skills you could possibly get. It's so branching and long. Now how do I get perks, right? How do I get perks? How do I get perk points, sorry? Well, every time you successfully do a hunger mini game, or decrease your boredom meter by a certain amount, that's when you get a perk point, okay? And you can quickly use the D-pad to scroll through these perks up here and see what they can do for you. Now, some perks are going to be useless, right? Oh, this perk gives you 2% extra damage. This perk gives you 1% more fucking iframes or something. But there'll be some perks that give you new abilities, right? Oh, this perk gives you web shooters, and you can use web slinging from Spider-Man. It's a fucking web sling across the map, you know? Like, holy shit, this is a big amount of content in the skill tree, and it's gonna be really impressive, I think, to just, it's gonna add like a dynamic flow to the gameplay. I think this just about caps off my dream fighting game. We have the skill meter. Fills up depending on how skillful you are, and if you have the highest skill meter at the end of the 10-minute single round, you win. We have the boredom meter. Your character will get bored if you're not doing enough combos. We have 20 button combos. You need to be using them, okay? Get good at the fucking game. We have the open world in the background. Beautiful open world with so much detail. 100 square miles across. That is bigger than Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. Okay, it's humongous, but be careful because your character can get lost. And finally, we have the skill tree, a truly innovative, dynamic gameplay experience that allows you to get new abilities on the fly in the middle of matches. Truly incredible. Now, I'm gonna need $1 million to fund this game. No, I'm gonna need $100 million to fund this game. So if you want to help fund it, the GoFundMe is down in the description. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching this little demo here of my new fighting game. It's gonna be called Ken 1 Fighting Ultimate Arena Smash Battle Gear Strive for Victory. That's what it's gonna be called. All right. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. And give me $100 million in the description below. See you later.